You could be flat on your back, broke, heartbroken, ghosted, jobless, and staring at the ceiling like the whole damn world forgot you. And then you hear Jason Statham growl through a line like, "You only get one shot in life. Don't be a little bitch about it." And boom, instant jolt. It doesn't come wrapped in a pretty bow. It doesn't feel nice, but it hits. That line doesn't coddle your pain. It cuts straight through the mental fog and flips the whole damn vibe. There's something wildly refreshing about someone who doesn't speak like a therapist, life coach, or some overly calm podcast guy. Jason talks like he's been in 100 back alley fights, because he probably has, and he knows exactly what rock bottom feels like. When he says get up, wipe your face, handle it, it doesn't sound like advice. It sounds like an order, one your soul knows it needs to follow. The magic in his words is that they don't ask you to believe in unicorns and vision boards. They ask you to believe in yourself when you're bleeding. Pain's not your enemy, it's your compass. That quote alone will rewire your brain. Suddenly you stop looking at heartbreak or failure like punishment. You start seeing it as direction. You stop asking, why me? And start asking, what now? You realize that the place you're hurting most might be exactly where the next version of you is waiting. Statham doesn't offer comfort, he offers clarity. Nobody's coming to save you, so save yourself. Read that again, louder this time. Nobody, no ex, no parent, no friend who says, let me know if you need anything and then disappears. It's all on you. And weirdly enough, once you accept that, it's the most freeing thing in the world. You stop waiting, you start doing. You stop begging for a lifeline, you become one. And then there's this savage gem. Excuses don't hit back, punch something. That line alone can turn a bad day around. You can spend hours spiraling, overthinking, analyzing, blaming yourself or blaming someone else, but none of that is going to get you out of the pit. Action will. Movement will. Taking control, even if it's messy, will. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to throw the first damn punch. Let's talk about anger. Most self-help stuff tells you to breathe through it, journal about it, sit with it. Jason Statham? You don't need motivation. You need a reason. And if you don't have one, get angry. That line slaps. Anger, when directed right, becomes fuel. You channel it into your workouts, into building that business, into proving everyone wrong, including the version of yourself that gave up too early. Don't suppress it. Use it. One of the most mood-flipping quotes he's ever dropped is this: rock bottom isn't the end. It's the ground you push off from. It hits especially hard when you're sitting there with nothing left. No direction, no plan, no one checking in. But maybe that's the blessing. Because when you've lost everything, you've got nothing left to protect. That's when you start playing offense. That's when you become dangerous. Statham isn't about manifesting, he's about building. He says things like, confidence isn't built when it's easy. It's built when you've got every reason to quit, and you don't. That line doesn't just motivate, it haunts you. It follows you around the next time you want to skip a workout or text that person who already showed you who they are. It echoes in your head when you feel like backing down. Because you know, quitting now means robbing your future self of the comeback. He once said, the fight doesn't start when the bell rings. It starts when you stop lying to yourself. That's the quote that makes you put your phone down and stare at your reflection. The real fight isn't external. It's not your ex, not your boss, not the economy. It's you versus the voice in your head that says you're not good enough. And the second you admit that, the second you stop pretending, it's game on. Jason's not trying to sell you a miracle. He's handing you a mirror and telling you to own what you see. And somehow hearing him say, be harder to break, doesn't feel like toxic toughness. It feels like armor. The world will throw heartbreak, betrayal, failure, rejection, and loneliness your way, whether you're soft or strong. So why not be strong? Even when it comes to fear, he flips the script. Fear's good. It means you're about to do something that matters. Simple, brutal, true. You stop interpreting nerves as weakness and start seeing them as a signal that you're on the right track. You lean into the fear instead of running from it, and that's where the growth lives. And maybe the quote that shatters the victim mindset the most is this: you can cry or you can crawl out. Nobody's stopping you but you. That doesn't mean don't cry. That means don't stay there. Cry, scream, break a few things if you have to, but then crawl out. No one's coming to lift you, but no one's chaining you there either. So yeah, maybe your heart's shattered. Maybe you're drowning in overthinking. Maybe you haven't gotten out of bed in 2 days and everything feels heavy as hell. But then you hear Jason's voice, maybe from a film, maybe from a random clip, maybe just in your head. And it says, "You're not finished. You're just warming up." And something in your gut tells you it's true. Something in you rises. You wipe your face. You stand up slower than usual, but stronger. You take one step, then another. And even if your world's still falling apart, you start moving like someone who's about to rebuild it from scratch, with scars, grit, and no apologies. That's the Statham effect. And it doesn't miss.